All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. We're a little bit late on this, so I'm gonna have two videos out. This one's gonna be talking about last week, and we're gonna be talking about that game I went to last week as well. It was a very fun experience to go to that. Definitely, high school games are a lot more different than regular NFL or college football games. So. Let's go ahead and talk about last week. First off, Kansas City Chiefs starting off 0-1 in the season. Tough loss, tough break for the Chiefs on week one. Um, Mostly had to do with receivers couldn't catch the ball at all. uh, that was the biggest key. Um, uh, yeah, could the biggest key why the Chiefs lost is gotta be the Kadarius Toney drop that got picked off for a touchdown. Um, and then also big thing is why the Chiefs didn't on 4th and 3 in Lions territory in the fourth quarter. Why are they taking a field goal when you're behind? That's not Andy Reid's kind of play style right there. So usually he would you know, go for that kind of stuff. So it was very weird why he took a field goal there. It is a different system. Remember, Eric Bieniemy is not the offensive coordinator. Um, so another big thing is I don't know how Aiden Hutchinson got popular. Probably because off of that spin move he got off on Jawan Taylor. But I don't know how he was hyped up after that game because the guy only had three tackles and no pressure on the quarterback. Zero, zero sacks, by the way. Had no pressures. So yeah. Um, Hopefully the Chiefs did learn from this. The game was played yesterday, and I do believe they beat the Jaguars. We'll talk about that in later's video. That will be the next video I'll post after this one. But yeah. And that's it on the Chiefs. I mean, pretty much their biggest loss is they couldn't catch the balls that Mahomes was throwing. Offense just couldn't get it together. I will say, Chiefs defense looks pretty good. Looks pretty good, honestly. So, um, moving on, we're gonna go to KU football, as they beat Illinois last week, beating them 34-24. Jalen Daniels was playing that game. He did come back. Passed for 277 yards for two touchdowns. Did throw one interception. Devin Neal also had a day of running the offense. He had 120 yards on the ground with one touchdown. Uh, Overall, offense had an amazing game. Um, Defense had a good day as well up until the second half. The second half was a little bit rough for them, but overall, I think they were good. They did play Nevada on Saturday, and they did win that game as well. So they, uh, so moving on to K State, Big 12 champs won their game against Troy, beating them 42-13. Will Howard had a good day, passing for 250 yards, throwing three touchdowns. Did throw one interception. Really needs to work on not throwing those interceptions. The running game was not really a big factor for the Wildcats. Um, Phillip Brooks was definitely the top receiver in that game, having seven catches for 98 yards and one touchdown. Defense played amazing once again in getting to the once again getting to the quarterback four times today, four sacks. That's right, and one interception. They did play Mizzou. An unfortunate loss, but it was a good game between K State versus Mizzou. Um, So, but that was a weird game, and like I said, we'll talk about that in the next video that I have coming up. So, yeah, uh, that's it on K State. Overall, on their game against Troy, I thought offense played amazing. I definitely thought that they could play a little bit better, um, especially in the run game. I also think that the defense is just great. There's some stuff that the defense needs to work on, but I think overall the defense on K State's pretty good. Probably one of the top three best defense in the Big 12. Um, Moving on to the Kansas high school football games. Obviously, you all saw in the last video, I went to the Topeka West Chargers facing off against the Leavenworth Pioneers. It was a fun experience. The Pioneers did win that game 48-6. Um, Most of that highlights was them running the ball, but hey, Kansas is known. Kansas high school teams are known for running the ball a lot. So teams average 40 carries a year, or 40 carries per game. So that's like almost like 200 carries a year. So, but it was an amazing experience. It was a tough loss for the Topeka West Chargers since the only way they scored was off of a pick six that the Leavenworth Pioneers threw. Terrible loss for the Topeka West Chargers. Hopefully they'll bounce back next week. Um, Piper Pirates versus the Bobcats. Piper Pirates did have a tough week last week, getting blown out last week actually, but did pull through this week, beating the Bobcats 34-31. Close game, but won by a field goal. Congratulations to the Piper Pirates. Oh, great game. Then next we got the DeSoto Wildcats versus the Topeka Washburn Rural Blues. As the DeSoto Wildcats fall to the Topeka Washburn Rural Blues, 14-28. Tough loss for their DeSoto Wildcats after they had a good game against the Lansing Lions last week. So maybe they'll bounce back next week. Uh, Next up, we got the Turner Golden Bears taking on the Seaman Vikings. And the Seaman Vikings just blew out that game. There is no shot of Turner Golden Bears winning that game. I think they were predicted to lose anyways. I definitely at least predicted them to lose. Um, the Vikings won that game, 6-59. So yeah, it was a pretty blowout game. It was pretty much a blowout. Now I think we have the best game of the week besides Piper Pirates and Bobcats. Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds versus the Lansing Lions. And I'll tell you, probably Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds are probably the best team in this conference. So, as the Thunderbirds did win that game, beating the Lions 26-25. It was a defensive battle of game. Offense were going at it, but the defense really held their held their part of the game. Just unfortunate for the Lions to only lose by 1 point. So unfortunate. Uh, Oof. But that's pretty much it on the Kansas high school football games. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Um, Obviously that was a big loss for the Kansas City Chiefs, especially only losing by 1 point. Um, it definitely doesn't help that we didn't have Travis Kelsey. I don't think Chris Jones was really a big factor. We did eventually sign him so to a 1 year deal, but he didn't gain money. He basically lost money. Um, but Travis Kelsey not being there kind of hurt us a lot, and yeah. But that's pretty much it on the Kansas City Chiefs. I have nothing else to talk about the college football games. I've talked about pretty much all I could talk about them. The both teams played a great week too. KU and K State. High school football games were a really good game. So later on, I'll go ahead and post the second video out. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and just that's pretty much it. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll be seeing ya later. Bye bye.